Britain is broken. Freedom is a fallacy. Crypto is getting capped, and your future is more controlled than ever. What is going on in the UK is a disgrace. Crypto companies leaving the country en masse due to a mass advertising ban that prevents them from growing in the UK. A cap on the amount of crypto you can hold of £20,000. And it gets worse because yesterday the government announced that they're going to put in national identity cards, digital national identity cards by 2028. And when you pair a national digital identity card with millions of CCTV cameras across the UK that scan your face, track your location, it's because the UK, unfortunately, is becoming a surveillance state and Britain is no longer free. We've seen many cases recently of British citizens being sent to jail for speaking. Opinion-based jail sentences. It is actually crazy. But fortunately, there is a solution. There are two countries on Earth that are by far beating everyone else when it comes to crypto migration. Now, if you're a crypto investor like me, you'll probably know about these two places. It's Dubai and it's Thailand. And Dubai might give you safety, but Thailand gives you freedom. The other day, I published a video talking about the crypto marketing ban of 2023 and how it's destroyed the crypto industry in the UK. We also discussed the stablecoin cap. That is a proposal from the Bank of England, an unelected government body that would limit the amount of crypto you can hold to just £20,000. Barely even a down payment on a house. And on Friday, the news broke that digital identity cards are coming to England. You couldn't make this up. The government is rolling out these digital identity cards to fix the immigration crisis. Now, I don't know about you, but from my perspective, having a digital identity card isn't going to stop somebody showing up on a boat without a passport. And in fact, it's a measure put in place to track the existing people in the UK, learn their behavioral habits, and then dial everybody into the same algorithm of life because you are not allowed to break out. Your job is to be a loyal UK soldier and wage slave the rest of your life, collect that pension at the end of it and die. The UK is already one of the most surveilled nations on Earth with 6 million plus CCTV cameras. And their proposal with digital identity cards, they say it's for safety. I would say it's for surveillance because we already have a passport and a driver's license. They've been good enough for the past 200 years. Why do we suddenly need a digital identity card as well? Now, when it comes to Europe, people think Europe, nice safe haven. But Europe and the US are no longer safe havens because the rules change all the time. And as a crypto person, you have to pick which country you want to go to. Because if you draw down your profits in the UK, you're gonna lose 40% of it to the tax man. Now, the president of the European Central Bank is called Christine Lagarde. And she, on many occasions, has described crypto as being worth nothing and is a significant threat to the establishment. Brussels loves a bit of red tape. And the US, laws change so consistently in the US. When you have a change of administration, everything changes again. So you only get consistency for 4 years. And you can bet that if the Democrats win again in the US next time round, all of this positive regulation in the USA will become undone and the Democrats will do everything they can to destroy the market. And I'd like to point out, this is not a left-wing or a right-wing thing. This is political warfare. And in political warfare, one side will attack the other side regardless of if the other side was doing a good thing. We've seen this throughout history. And under the previous administration in the US, Biden did nothing good for crypto. In fact, he made our lives so much more difficult. And even then, under the previous Trump administration, just for clarity, I'm not political. The previous Trump administration was terrible for crypto. They denied the crypto Bitcoin ETF the whole way through his presidency. He even went as far as calling Bitcoin worthless. It's just now that the Bitcoin people gave him hundreds of millions of dollars, he likes us now. So when it comes to alternatives to live in, other than the UK, let's start out with Dubai, the fortress. Pros: no personal income tax, safest city on earth by capita, luxury lifestyle, which is quite nice sometimes. But the cons for Dubai, I've lived there. I lived there for a whole year, and there are cons. Dubai is sterile. It's expensive. You've really got to watch your mouth, and it has a very corporate feel if you're living there, not holidaying there. Because many people from the UK go there on holiday. Great, it's good for a bit of winter sun, but to live there is very different. You could be paying £3,000 to £4,000 per month for a one-bed apartment. Every day, I would go downstairs in the building where I lived and pay £28 for 2 coffees. My electricity bill in a 3-bed apartment where there's only one, we're not using anything, was about £1,800 a month. And there are people out there that say, yeah, but it just motivates you to make more money. And it does do that, but it's so abhorrently expensive, there is a difference between the motivation to make more money and the feeling like you're getting ripped off at every single corner. And more than anything in Dubai, a severe lack of community because it has seasonal workforce. It's a mostly corporate community. It's full of finance bros. If you're not wearing a Rolex, going on yachts every day and doing all this stuff, you're not part of the picture. And the only other thing that there is to do is go to the mall. And the malls are beautiful. And the skyline is beautiful. And also, zero tax. You draw down your personal crypto into your bank account, it's zero tax. If you draw it in through your company, it's 5% tax. So it's a great place. But for me, I tried living there, but it's too different from the free British culture that I've grown up with and I love. And that's one of the saddest things about the decline of the UK. I love the country. Sometimes I don't love the people. Like, they're a bit miserable. But they're miserable because they've been broken by the country. So Dubai. Safe, but boring. And the people that are having the nicest time there are generally the people that are paying $500,000 a year to rent a place on the park. And that's great if you can afford it. But for most people, it's a severe waste of money. And it's just not realistic or sensible. Even for me, sure, I could absolutely go and do that. But I would still be in Dubai. And I'd rather get to Thailand. The playground. So let's talk about that. Taxes and regulation in Thailand. 0% tax on crypto trading profits. 0 capital gains tax for individuals. And the government here is actively courting crypto entrepreneurs to bring them into the country because they want more people here. They're going to have a positive impact on Thailand. In terms of visas that you can get to come here, in Dubai, I've done it. So for comparison, it's about £3,500 to set up a company. And then every year, you've got about £1,000 of ongoing costs to maintain that company so you can maintain your visa. So over a 10-year period, it's about £13,000. Unless you want 2 people, in that case, the upfront cost of 2 people is probably about £8,000 or £9,000. That's what I ended up paying. And now because I bought property in Dubai, I actually get a golden visa, which means that I now, for as long as I own that property, I have a right to be in Dubai. Now, Thailand's a little bit different. You can pay $15,000 for a 5 to 10 year elite visa, which gives you easy residency. But of course, for most people, unattainable, not a sensible option, especially if you've made like 200, 300 grand on crypto. You don't want to be wasting 15k on a visa, at which point you've got a couple different options. Digital nomad visa costs basically nothing, a few £100. It's very flexible and it's got very low requirements and basically just requires you to be earning your income from abroad. You have your tourist visa option that allows you to stay here for 60 days at a time. Then you leave for a day and then you can come back for another 60 days, which is great if, like me, you regularly travel. You can just come in on a tourist visa. Then you have your investor visa, which is significantly more attainable than a Dubai golden visa, which is what I've got in Dubai, where I believe the minimum spend for that is like $500,000. Now, the investor visa is split into 2 different options. You have your long-term resident visa in Thailand. That's a minimum of, again, $500,000. So that can be in government bonds, it can be in real estate, into any Thai asset. Then you have a lower threshold, which is an investment of $275,000 into property, bonds, bank account, doesn't really matter. But on that one, it requires yearly renewals. But visa-wise, there's many different options. The digital nomad visa is the obvious first choice because it's a couple £100 and it lasts forever. And when I say forever, I think it's 10 years. But one of the best things about Thailand is the cost of living. And this is something that I bring up very regularly. Whereas in Dubai, you might be paying £3,000 to £4,000 a month for a 1-bed apartment because of the significantly inflated prices, because all these estate agents out there think that the market will just go up forever, failing to realize that actually the trend is shifting towards people moving out to other and trying other locations. Because once you've left your home country, you realize that the world is literally your oyster and you can travel anywhere on earth. So let's start exploring and seeing what's actually best. A 1-bed apartment in Chiang Mai that's very luxurious and in Bangkok is averaging between £400 and £800 a month, about 10 times cheaper than what it is in Dubai. Street food is £1 to £3 per meal. Restaurant food is £2 to £3 per meal. Again, for comparison, I don't think I had a meal in Dubai that costs less than about £60 per person. So it's cheaper by about a factor of 20 on the food side of things. And it's not the food's worst quality, it's just the people are less greedy. But lifestyle-wise, you get a London quality of life for about 1/5 of the price overall in England. And I would argue is about 1/10 of the price of living in Dubai. Because everyone talks about the tax savings of zero tax in Dubai, but the cost of living is so significantly higher. But sir, you're meant to be rich. Why do you notice this? Because I don't really spend that much money. My bank accounts are mostly empty. One of the reasons why I'm about the only normal guy on crypto YouTube, because I don't put money in my bank accounts. I live a perfectly normal life of taking a salary of about £3,000 a month. When I got really rich, which was about 2022, I quickly realized that money is not the root of happiness. Freedom is. And the way to have freedom is to have a lifestyle that doesn't restrict your freedom. Everyone's out there thinking you need a Lambo, you need a Rolls Royce, you need all this. No, you don't. You really don't. What you need is a holiday home in every country that you like and a boat to sail around the oceans. Which, to be fair, is quite an expensive lifestyle to have. But it becomes a hell of a lot more attainable if you don't waste all of your money on expensive food. So this isn't just about crypto, it's about freedom. And when you're picking a country of where you should be living, you've got to consider the UK is becoming a surveillance state that is going to tax every single penny of possible income, limit the amount of crypto that you can hold, and eventually they're probably going to end up with a social credit score system. The EU is a bureaucracy trap that is insistent on keeping the established guard that is currently in control forever. The US is just pure chaos. Dubai is a bit of a fortress and it's a great place to put your money unless you annoy the government. And then Thailand, from my perspective, pure freedom, amazing government, amazing country, amazing people, banana trees everywhere, pineapple plants. Never seen those in my life before coming to Thailand. Kumquats, you want a kumquat? I'll get you a kumquat. You want a 10 kilo bag of fruit for 50p? Yes, no problem. Thailand isn't just tolerating crypto, it's encouraging it. There's significant tax benefits for moving here. And so from my perspective, when you make a lot of money in this bull market, assuming that you're a crypto trader watching this, you've got a few different options. You can stay in the UK, build an established base. Over the long run, good plan. Apart from the government might take all of your money and lock you up for being a crypto criminal because that's the direction that they're going. And you might be safe in Dubai, but if you want to be alive, Thailand, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. If the video hits 900 likes, I'll give away $25,000 to somebody that leaves a comment. I'm not joking. I'll do it. I've got 10k to give away from the previous day's video, which we actually managed to hit the 500 like goal on, and that is going to be coming in the next video. So drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.